Hey everybody, I am here because questions have been posed to me how I met the infamous, the incredible Mr. Lance McCall. I have, and go, that's right, go ahead and wave because you deserve that. We're going to start off because as inquisitive and as interested you were in finding out why and how I met Lance. We're going to start because Lance, it's a journey, and we're still on a journey, but I'm going to let Lance actually tell you how we met.
Yeah, we met, we do a lot of internships with a lot of the local colleges, but the one we work the most with is Mount SAC, and we've had a lot of great students. They have a great personal training program, and it's been great for us as a company to get some great kids that are kids, I talk about my age now, so everybody's a kid, about great people that want to learn and be the best in their field. Arnita works for the Mount SAC as the student...
As a career specialist.
Career specialist. Mm-hmm. So we had talked on the phone, and because we had a great relationship and a lot of the kids, she wanted to come in and take some pictures of the kids, pictures of the gym, and she came in, and Julio, one of our interns, we hired him. And she came in to talk to Julio, and Julio goes, "Hey Lance, did you know Arnita was a figure competitor?" And I was like, "No, I didn't." So then we talked, and also Julio had mentioned that she had a huge social media following, and I said, "I didn't know that either." And so we next time I saw her, we talked about that, and I think I might have said, if you ever need any help,
yes,
let me know. And then she did.
Yes, I think I let it roll off, you know, like water rolls off a duck's back when you offered that to me, because I was in a place of contemplating where my next step was. But of course, I took that next step where, you know, change happened, because everyone was asking, "Arnita, where did Lance come into the picture? Why the change?" And why the change? Because it was inevitable. I knew that I had to make a change or I would remain the same. But on that journey, I continued to seek change, but continue to do the same thing. So after my 4th place in nationals, I had to make a change. I was tired of getting 3rd. I knew I wanted to go pro, and I contacted Lance out of confidence, because that first initial meeting that we had, even the little education that he gave me, it was like, yes, I'm gonna run with it. But there was still that skepticism. It was still that uncertainty. So coming back and requesting help after getting 4th, there was still skepticism. There was still, I don't know, I'm not sure that this is going to happen. But I knew that I had to make a change. Continuing to do the same thing and expecting different results, it wasn't going to happen. So I approached Lance, and with that, it was more of a eye-opener.
And I was, frankly, I was glad she called, but kind of shocked, because when she posted that after the nationals, I gave that offer. And a lot of times I do offer to other people to help with their stuff, but I'm a power lifter. You know, they're like, "Yeah, how can he relate to me? He's not a figure competitor." Usually they don't take me up on that offer. And sure enough, when I got the call Monday morning, "Can we meet? We need to meet." And I said, "Sure,
yes,
come on over."
Yeah.
So she comes in the gym and she says, "Hey, I got 6 weeks. I want to do the nationals and I want to be pro. Can you help me?" And I said, "Yes, I can."
Yes.
And I knew I could from just talking to her and seeing her in balance, and I knew she wasn't training right, but I knew she had the potential with the right guidance. So I asked her, what were some of the critiques on the judges? And she said, "You know, my shoulders are narrow, my waist is, I don't have that V taper." Right. And then she said, "I'd like my calves to be bigger and just a little bit more muscular charity overall." And I said, "We can help you with all that, not a problem." So I said, "But if we're going to do this, you have to follow it only works if you follow what I tell you. If you don't follow it, it will not work. So don't take part of it and say, I'll do that, but I'm going to add my own little twist to it. And she agreed. We also, financially, I thought, well, I don't have the time to spend, training her 6 days a week. And I don't know that she'd want to spend the money that it would take to have me train her 6 days a week. But she had a big social media following, and we have a brand new product. It's the Fitness Results Training System. And I thought, you know what? Let's let her journal. Talk about the system and journal her journey with using our system. And that what that is we have a step-by-step training guide and journaling system. So every day she has a new workout, and it's specific to her and her goals, and she can put in, and it changes in the moment what her sets are, what her net sets, her rest, and everything. It also starts with the Fitness Results Training book, which I recommend. I gave her one, and I recommended. Actually, I gave that to her on our first.
That's right.
Our first meeting,
Yeah.
when I gave her the little tips. I said, read this. This will give you more information and help you through it.
And Lance always say this, because every time I pick up this book, I remember him writing in this book, and I showed it on social media where he signed it and said, soon to be IFBB Pro.
You can get that book if you go to fitnessresults.com and sign up for our emailing list. We'll give you a free PDF copy, and everything is in there that helped her become a pro.
It's
so
amazing.
All that information. I have my next book, The 30-Minute Body. It covers everything in a little bit more detail. That one's not out yet, but will be out soon. But she did take the information in The 30-Minute Body in this book, and that's what helped her to get her to the pro. But we'll get back on track with what we were at. So I laid out her program for her. And I told her, this is what we're going to do. No more cardio. And I said, we control your weight with diet, not with cardio. So we only need to do a little cardiovascular conditioning just to keep you healthy and in shape. So she likes to jump on her trampoline. So I said, that's fine, because that's not going to take away from the muscle development. That will actually increase it. So we let her do the trampoline. If she wasn't doing the trampoline, I wouldn't have had her do any external cardio. And then we also said no more core training, except for I gave her some specific breathing exercises to do. And she was shocked. She's like, wait a minute, no more cardio and no more core specific training. I could see it in her face that she's like, I don't know what I signed up for, but I'm not sure if I am. So what were you thinking?
I definitely thought, I was like, you know what, I don't think I need to stop doing abs. I need to definitely continue my cardio. And I just thought, this is not going to be a good thing. And then to top that off, when I first saw the first workout, I thought, you know what, this is all there is. But because I'm so used to doing quantity instead of quality, and with the Fitness Results Training System, it's all about quality, every single move. And I think that's where I gained the confidence, because I saw results within that week. And I'm not exaggerating, within the week I saw results where in my abs, from the breathing exercises, the cardio I continue to do, but also just the trust that I put in Lance, because it was hard. I was calling him every day, is this it? Is this all that I do? Are you sure? Did you leave something out?
Yeah, when I sent her the first workout, she got it. She goes, I don't think I got it all. Is this it? This is all I have to do? And I said, yeah, that's it. And she goes, well, that can't work. I said, trust me, it will work. You just have to. And I do give her a lot of kudos for putting faith into, taking that leap of faith. And a lot of people wouldn't do that. She did, and it worked fantastic for us.
Mm-hmm. The next day, Lance had informed me, I want you to come in to do a test. And even though I didn't know what type of test it was, I came in and he explained to me earlier that day before that it would help and give me an explanation or the education as to why the lack of abs that I wouldn't be doing any longer, and why, basically the abs and the
Well, the cardio, the lack of
cardio.
cardio. So I had explained, how we have a test now. Instead of having to just guess at your calories,
Right.
we actually have a metabolic test, the Body Gym, that will tell us exactly what your resting metabolic rate. And that means if you were to lay in bed and not move, what does your body require for energy? Then we have a computer software program that helps us figure out how many more calories on top of that do you need
Right.
for exercise and your job and chores and things like that. So we brought her in the next morning, and we did the test, and I think we posted that on social media.
Yes.
And then it came up with a very interesting number. Because of her poor diet, because of the competition, and because of too much cardio, she had
Yes.
beat her body and her system down. She had a resting metabolic rate of 700 calories. I mean, that was,
Trash.
and I knew that everything was not proper. So, so what we did was we started formulating a plan. So we went out there, we came up with the right mix of protein, carbohydrates, and fat, fiber. And I put her on a diet, but I didn't tell her to eat these specific foods.
Right.
I also, which is in the book, I laid out, these are proteins you could pick from, these are carbohydrates. And she didn't have to pick from that. Those were just examples. So I explained how protein works and carbohydrates and fats and why we need the fiber. And again, it's all the information that's in the book. But I think after that, she saw that we're, I don't just do stuff because everybody else is doing it.
No.
Everything I have her do, I put a lot of thought. It makes sense, and that's why I give her the education on it. But we use the combination of science and the art of training. So we combine the two. So we use science and we do things that make sense. We also use common sense. So we use the science, the art, and the common sense. And then I think after that, she started going, okay, I think I've made the right choice here.
Yes, I did. After everything was, put in place, and I had been educated, because I think that's what's wrong with the fitness industry today. I was so used to doing things robotic and really just getting it in. I questioned the system from day one, but once the system was educated to me, or I was educated of it, it made sense, perfect sense. So leading up, after basically submerging myself into the system, we began to see results.
Yes. I think she started gaining confidence. That gave her, the confidence. And then in the next few days, we had her work on her diet all week.
Yes.
And she started getting into the workout. And with the workout, because she was posting on social media, I could see some of her form, how it wasn't proper. And we actually did bring her in another day. She posted on social media. I think she was doing a lat pull down. And I said, we got to come into the gym. We got some work to do. So, and I knew she wasn't doing the rear delts right. So we spent a day teaching her how to do the rear delts properly, teaching her where the rhomboids are and how to do those, and how to do the lats. So we spent a day working on the back, and that was helping with get the balance back
Yes.
that we needed. And the V taper was a very important. So the two key things was to shrink the waist, but get the lats to come out fuller. And she was doing a lot of lat pull downs and pull ups, but she was doing them wrong. She was doing a really wide grip, and therefore she wasn't activating the lats. She was activating the rhomboids. And then when she was doing the rear delt, she was actually doing the rhomboids. So the rhomboids were getting a lot of work, but the other ones were not getting the proper work and the proper balance. Also squats, we taught her how to do the legs proper, and really kind of on every muscle group had to give her a training. But we only spent about an hour
Right.
working through that, and then again she went on her own and worked the system, and that's where the system is nice. You don't have to do it at our gym. You can do it anywhere.
Right.
You can even just post it on, send us a video of what you're doing. We could critique it. In her case, it's lucky that she lives close enough to us that she could actually come in and get some
Right.
direction and then go on. In fact, I even helped her trainer at the time, because she wasn't trained with me, how to spot her properly.
Right.
There was some things going on that weren't proper, forced reps and not training intensive enough before she got help. And then we brought her in the next week, and we did some new measurements and also a new body gym.
Yes.
So I knew her metabolic rate and everything was starting to come up because she was starting to complain about getting a little hungry. And we weren't really counting calories. We had a baseline of calories at that time. And I knew because we were refiring the system, making her more of that high performance athlete that we wanted before she was beat down. So this time after we tested that, following with 1 week difference, but eating properly, not beating up the system with crazy cardio, not overtraining, her resting metabolic rate rose clear up to 1,690 calories. So we revamped it, we reworked everything, got her started again. Talked about the form, and then after that, she didn't have to come in again the rest of the time. So we only had 2 hands-on workout sessions and 1 or 2 with the metabolic test. The rest she did at the gym of her choice. We also lost 1.25 inches in that first week.
I was going to say that regarding I call it my girth.
Yeah.
Because I was so used to lifting weights on my core, just putting weight to it, and I was doing myself a disservice. So when Lance informed me, you're not going to do any more abs, that red flags went up. I was ready to throw in a towel, but when I saw the inches, when I saw that reduction of my core, I was like, oh, it's on.
Yeah, so she was already seeing the shrinkage, and she wasn't losing any. She was actually gaining better definition in the core. So, and now, because we're training the last right, she was already within a week starting to see a total transformation of her body.
Well, the road to pro, what transpired? We had 5 weeks, and I can honestly say that the workout that I was doing, he had incorporated every single day calves. And I thought it's not going to happen because with torn Achilles tendon both, I thought, you know what? In my head, I was thinking, Lance, this isn't going to work because that apprehensive where my Achilles were going to pop again, he assured me once again, Arnita, your calves, your Achilles are fine. We're building your calves, even though I associated Achilles, calf, torn. So,
because we were going to do it the proper way with
yes.
proper form, proper range of motion.
Yes. And then not only, I think that key things that I really looked at where I chose to have trust in him was that I saw the results of, my calves were not hurting. And then I saw that I didn't have to change my eating habits where, in the past I would change it drastically. I didn't have to, decrease or, deplete, and I felt great. It was like every single day the confidence gained, and from the daily calves to the breathing exercises to the lack of cardio that it ceased. Probably 2 weeks before my show, that's when he incorporated the abs, and I was amazed because I was like, "You sure we're not going to do any abs yet? You sure we're not going to do any abs?"
At the 2 week mark, she started calling me up. Can we do abs? I got to do abs. I said, no, just hang in there, relax, we're good. Mm-hmm. And then, actually, it was at the 1 week mark. I said, I'm going to give you some things you can do for that area. I don't want you to overtrain it, and only so you'll be conditioned when you're up there flexing and posing, we don't cramp up and spasm. And there was no crazy. The diet leading up to the show was the same that we had every day prior to it. Mm-hmm. You felt good. I'd ask you, and you look. Everybody. I could see the visual changes way before you even got to the stage. So then we, coming into the show, she left, and we were. I was very confident, but you're always nervous. It's a subjective sport, and I knew she was ready, and then the good news came.
Yes, I think the change, as your book indicates, it's all about choices. I chose to trust the system. I chose to change because I look at it as, of course, champ change, but when you're looking at a change, it's really, I don't think it's the decision to change, it's that transition, because every single time, every single day, you fed me the education, and I was like, oh my gosh, this system is amazing because I saw the results. I saw the results.
And what were the end results?
The end results, I'm pro. I am pro figure IFBB pro. Not only did I win my category pro in obtaining that pro status, but I brought home the overall in my category.
So from 6 weeks, from a 4th place in her category to not only winning the category, winning the overall.
Overall.
And you said the judges were like,
the judges were they were like taken back. I was in the library. I was in the elevator with one of the judges, and I walked in, and he said, "Yeah, way to go." And he said, "When you walked out on stage, the head judge wrote, 'Unbelievable.'" And I was like, "Really?" He said, "Because we just saw you 4 weeks or five weeks ago." And when I walked out on stage, I felt confidence. The fullness was there. The V was there. I wasn't afraid to show him what I was working with.
I just want to highlight how this is amazing for her to go from 4th place to the pro using our training system. But it doesn't have to be for a professional figure competitor. It could be for a professional athlete. If you're an athlete that feels, I want to take it to the next step, it will help you do that. Even more remarkable, the same system, the same principles of this program, and what's in the book is great for, it's safe, effective, and efficient for everybody. Whether you're a child, just wanted to get better at sports or get healthy. We've had children use this system that have lost weight, a lot of weight. Safe, effective, and efficient. It could be a senior. We've had seniors that have changed their life. They've taken things they couldn't do decades earlier, and they're getting older. We have clients that were 65 years old when they started using the system, and now they're 70 and doing things they weren't doing when they were 40. But the principles are the same for everybody, and it works. We just obviously, Arnita did a 6-day-a-week program where, somebody else 3 days a week might be just plenty for them. And what we find is most people, 3 days a week, and that's why my next book is called The 30-Minute Body. And the premise of that is 3 30-minute proper workouts will give 99.9% of the people pretty much everything they need to make a huge impact in their health, fitness, activity level. Now, of course, we do recommend that you get out there and hike and walk and be active. We're not saying that that's all you should do, but in this fast-paced world where time is such a precious commodity, we're going to go to, it's all about choices and get the most out of the time we can spend. And then if you have more time to spend doing other things, then you can enhance it. But at least get the minimum amount. And we have a lot of clients that have lost, tremendous amount of weight, dropped their body fat percentage from over 30% to 19%, just doing 3 days a week without crazy diet. Extreme diet. Just making good choices. It's all about just making better choices, doing things properly. And a lot of people, unfortunately, out there doing a lot of work but getting the wrong results because they're actually could be doing things that are detrimental to their results, which is what happened with Arnita. She thought she had to do a lot of core, a lot of sit-ups, a lot of crunches, a lot of this and this, and it was making the problem. It was growing that midsection thicker and thicker, but it wasn't enhancing. We gave her breathing exercises that started to bring it in tighter and tighter, retaining all the muscle structure because we had the proper diet. We cut out the cardio, which was just a hamster wheel of trying to build muscle, burning off muscle. So we went to the scientific approach. What really works? What do we need to do? And that's the whole premise of the book.
I think, Lance, when you stress it's all about choices, it is. And each body is different. I looked at a change and I said, that choice has to be that I change. And you stress being 65, being 15, being whatever age you are. I'm 52, and you can make that change and have a healthy lifestyle at any age. But when you incorporate the right system and it works with your body instead of against it, that's when you'll see results.
Yeah. That's
when you'll see results.
Well, thank you for putting your faith into the Fitness Results Training System, and I can't be more proud of you.
It's not over.